Petaling, when people want to keep remembering what happened on the 9th of July. You do that by writing books, by writing music, by making films. That's what's happened to Bersih too. People don't want to forget what happened on the 9th of July. So what is it about Bersih 2 or the 9th of July that touched the hearts and minds of the people of Malaysia? That's something you can discuss later. But for me, what it was a feeling that we were able, that our own destinies, that we were holding our own destinies in our own hands. I think there was a part of that happened on the 9th of July. And I think the message of Bersih 2.0 was also very simple. It was a straightforward message by the people that we want what is rightfully ours. We want clean elections. We want democracy. And I think because of the way the government had reacted to Bersih 2.0, in fact, I think they helped us bring out the numbers. I said earlier that we should send a thank you note to the government because I think they really made Bersih what it was on the 9th of July. But I think a lot of people were there because they were outraged. They were outraged at the manner in which the authorities handled Bersih 2. I've also said, if you looked at the mainstream press and you looked at the online press, you could actually think that you were living in two different countries. The mainstream press was talking about something else, and the online press, well, I think, was giving a far more balanced view of what was taking place. And kudos, by the way, kudos to the media. They did a wonderful job for the Rakyat over that period of time. And this is the online media, I'm talking about the independent press. Now, I think Bersih 2, as I said, was interesting because it didn't stop with the 9th of July, and that's what's interesting about it. It didn't stop there. What I would call is the very day after the 9th of July, we saw the next phase, which I will call Bersih on the move. Because what you saw were the Rakyat taking over. You will know that almost on a daily basis, you had reports in Malaysia Kini, and actually Malaysia Kini, kudos to them, they took a front line, they did a wonderful job in raising issues relating to the electoral roll. Almost on a daily basis. I think, honestly, before the rally, when we talked about electoral roll to the members of the public, they didn't know what we were talking about. But after the 9th of July, everyone was interested. And you can see why. The electoral roll is a mess. My own view is we cannot go to the elections, to the polls, with the electoral roll in the state that it is. So, what it did also then was to raise the level of awareness. It was unbelievable because elections, by all accounts, is a very boring subject. And before the 9th of July, when we first announced Bersih, the rally, we were sitting down and cracking our heads and wondering how we were going to get people interested enough to come out on the 9th of July. So we were talking about publicity, we were talking about getting the word out, but you know what? We didn't have to worry because the government did that for us on a daily basis, daily. So I think we really need to say to them, we couldn't have done it without you. But you know what? It's also, it's a wonderful day for all Malaysians. It's not just the people who are out there. For all Malaysians, for supporters of Bersih as well as detractors, as well as the government. Because what it showed you as well is the limit to which you can push people. And I think that's a lesson the government had to learn. They had to see how far they could push Malaysians and how Malaysians will react when they overdid it. And I think that was an important lesson for the government. And one of the first things that happened, that came out of Bersih, is of course the Parliamentary Select Committee. The jury is out on how that's going to take place. We take it on good faith that they really mean to do something. But yesterday, Bersih 2 launched their second phase, as it were, which is basically that we want all the 8 demands of Bersih 2.0 to be fulfilled before the 13th general elections. And we need the Rakyat's support in pushing for this, because it is critical. As I say, the first demand is about the electoral roll. We cannot go to the polls with an electoral roll in which we have no faith. And that is a message we really need to get out there. All the other demands, that you've seen them, are very doable before the 13th general election. There's no problem at all. The indelible ink, very easy. The undi post, the postal votes, can be resolved quite easily. All these takes really 2 to 3 months. Electoral roll may take a little longer, but nothing more than 3 to 6 months. It can be done. So we will have to wait and see. Let's see whether the government means it. I think it will be a terrible blow to their credibility if they do not see that the reforms are implemented before the 13th general elections. So with that, I will stop here, because I was told I was given 5 minutes. And I think really I would like to hear what you have to say. Thank you very much.